I'm out supering one of my out yards. About half done here, maybe not quite. But there's a phenomenon here that's pretty interesting, I think. You look at the activity between these hives. And the entrances are in the middle, so that's why I say between. It's not that great because I've got the trailer in the way here, and I don't know if you can see that, but it's a flurry of activity here because the bees are sort of confused. Home doesn't look like it did 10 minutes ago. So I'm gonna move the truck here. I'll set the camera up and maybe you'll catch some of the ensuing pandemonium and the bees can see where home is again. Hopefully you can see something there. So we'll see if there's a remarkable difference. I can see a lot of bees streaming in here. The cluster in the sky is dissipated. I guess not really dramatic. I wasn't here, you know, as soon as I moved the truck, I had to walk back. So anyway, just kind of interesting. Third box, it's nice to get the third box on. That's about my average. There's a couple of them here that aren't worthy. They're just not kind of getting it. But there's always a few. There's always the slow kid. Oh well. We'll keep it going here, get these done. It's about 34 degrees here. It's a really hot day. So I'm adding fourths here to most of these. And this year I'm drawing a lot of foundation. And you can see that they're doing pretty good. Drawing foundation, especially considering it's a drought season. It hasn't rained here in many weeks. Some of these foundationless, or some of these foundation frames actually don't have foundation. So I don't have my tripod. So here's one. They just build the lobes down from there. I'll fill that up just fine. But when I have foundation, and particularly foundationless frames, I like to run 10. I otherwise run 9. Here's one. And see, this is kind of why. See how they get kind of creative? So I think I'm going to sort these around a little to help contain their enthusiasm. See, this is a foundation frame. Nice black foundation frame that was in there. I'm going to scoot that over next to this foundationless because they need a little bit of guidance there. This is a foundationless, but they seem to be doing a reasonably good job there on that one. So what we can do is I can stick this one in the middle here, and they'll just take what's beside it for some guidance. So on most of these colonies, I'm actually taking one frame out, so I have 9. But this one I'm not going to, just because of this frame. So I'm going to put this box down on here. It's hard doing this in one hand. And so we got 9 here, but it's foundation. I'm going to grab another foundation frame and put it right there, just to keep them a little tighter. This is a large cell frame. It's drawn, so I just get a little bit of headway on that. And there we go. On to the next one. So this one's an example of what I wanted to show. So I did the same thing. I put 10 in here, and when I needed the second, that's the first honey super, I needed the second honey super, I took one out of there, leaving 9, spaced them out, put 10 in here, put 9 foundation, and the one I moved up. So as you can see, this is the one I moved up. It's nice and full of honey. Well, it was already drawn. So since they've got a nice start on these, try to pry them out. These are foundation frames. A week ago, and they've got a really nice jump on those. Then I'll take one from the outside, because they're always slower on the outside. Right, got a little bit of a start on it. Stick it in the middle of my new box. Now there's 10 in there, and there's 9 in here. Okay, and I want to go slide them back, make sure they're separated. All stuck together usually. And I'll use my handy dandy. You know what? It sure works better than that when you're not holding a camera. The key is to start with them close to you, and then this thing just kind of goes zick like that, like that. Perfect 9 frame space. Now this guy goes here, and I'll center it real nice, and that's good. So now they'll come up and draw those.